Hurricane Debby making landfall tomorrow morning, already leaving its mark as it heads towards the Panhandle, flooding cities of Sarasota and St. Petersburg, leaving millions of people on high alert. All eyes are on Debby. Millions of people bracing for impact while Wiregrass areas watch to see if the storm turns their direction. Good evening. I'm Aaron Dixon. Thank you for joining us. President Biden has approved a disaster declaration for Florida. As of right now, the storm is expected to make landfall tomorrow morning in the Panhandle or northern Florida. This afternoon, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis put more counties under a state of emergency. 61 out of Florida's 67 counties are now under that state of emergency, and that includes Walton, Holmes, Jackson, and Washington in our area. A majority of Florida's peninsula's west coast is under a tropical storm warning. Some parts of the state already hit by rain from the storm's outer bands. This system is expected to bring excessive amounts of rain, storm surge, and strong winds to Florida's Big Bend, but it could also cause some problems to Georgia and South Carolina. And here in the Wiregrass, Debby could also leave its mark, bringing a chance of flooding and gusty winds. EMA directors here in Southeast Alabama and Georgia monitoring closely tonight in case they need to jump into action. Joining me now is Chief Meteorologist Chad Crilly, who has been tracking Debby from the very start and joins us now with the latest on the storm, its projected landfall, and its potential impact here in the Wiregrass. Chad.
Yeah, Aaron, a lot to get to, including that new forecast package from the National Hurricane Center. Moments ago, we found out that Debby is now a Category 1 hurricane, so that upgrade has taken place. Let's bring you over to our satellite and radar, show you the latest stats on Debby as well. It is moving to the north at 12 miles per hour. It has a central pressure of 985 millibars, sustained winds of 75 miles per hour, now gusting to 90 miles per hour. And as we look at the radar presentation tonight compared to even a few hours ago this evening, we now have a closed eye and an eye wall that's forming. The storm is tracking north, so the Big Bend of Florida is up next for some really significant impacts. This is a fresh cone from the Hurricane Center as well. They see the Category 1 storm. Landfall still looks like it's going to take place somewhere in the Big Bend of Florida around 7 a.m. on our Monday morning with winds of 85 miles per hour. It'll weaken to a tropical storm by late tomorrow night before it moves into the Carolinas, bringing lots of rain. In fact, a significant life-threatening flooding potential is increasing across the Carolinas and really much of the eastern seaboard as well. Back at home, we're lucky here in the Wiregrass. We do not have any tropical alerts in place, although as you head east towards Miller County, Georgia, a tropical storm watch remains in effect this evening. I really like this map. It shows the chance of tropical storm force winds. So obviously anywhere in purple, that is 90 to 100%. Almost a guarantee in this area, you're going to get those tropical storm force winds. It extends into the Big Bend of Florida, even trying to creep into the Panhandle a bit. Also in southern Georgia, high likelihood of tropical storm force winds. That gradient really tightens as you zoom into the Wiregrass. So let's break it down for you across Houston County and even into parts of eastern Henry County. There is about a 20 to 40% chance of tropical storm force winds over the next 24 hours. And then those tropical storm force winds are likely across eastern Early County. That'll mainly come tomorrow afternoon. So to summarize it for you, our Wiregrass impacts tonight into early Monday morning, scattered showers and breezy, a northeast wind of 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening, we're going to find the highest impacts. Notice the tropical storm force wind gusts of 45 miles per hour. Rain will end by Monday night and Debby will pull away from us. We still have a while to go, though, as we track the significant impacts in Florida and Georgia. More on everything Debby related coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks a lot, Chad. Millions of people in Central Florida under a tornado warning until tomorrow morning. The impact of Debby expected to last well into this week. Thousands of flight cancellations and delays. Allison Kosick has a story from New York.
Millions in Florida bracing for impact as Tropical Storm Debby rolls towards the state.
And now we've got 4 to 6 inches coming, and I'm just not sure where it's going to go.
The system is expected to strike the Big Bend region, where the Panhandle meets the peninsula, that area just emerging from recent storms.
You may get hit with an awful lot of water, a lot of rain. There may be immediate impacts that you see, but you could also see flooding that happens days afterwards. Do not go into flood waters. There could be dangerous debris, there could be down power lines, and please do not drive your vehicles through flooded streets.
Homeowners on alert for potential life-threatening storm surge. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis placing most of the state's cities and counties under emergency orders. Evacuations in parts of the Gulf Coast, DeSantis adding it's all hands are on deck.
If you have been ordered to evacuate by your local officials, please heed that call.
President Biden has approved a disaster declaration. Georgia and South Carolina also declaring a state of emergency.
If you're in a vulnerable housing situation, including those in low-lying areas or at-risk floodplains, you should consider moving. Get out of those areas as quickly as possible. Over the next coming days, we've got shelters that are going to be set up all over the state. I would suggest getting to those before it's too late. Don't wait till you see water rising.
Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.